The history of the Zulu people. Zulu people, AmaZulu, are a native people of southern Africa of the Nguni. The Zulu people are the largest ethnic group and nation in South Africa, with an estimated 13.56 million people living mainly in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. They originated from Nguni communities who took part in the Bantu migrations over millennia. As the clan integrated, the rulership of Shaka brought success to the Zulu nation due to his improved military tactics and organization. Zulus take pride in their ceremonies such as the Umhlanga or reed dance and their various forms of beadwork. The art and skill of beadwork take part in the identification of Zulu people and act as a form of communication and dedication to the tribe and specific traditions. Today, the Zulu people predominantly believe in Christianity, but have created a syncretic religion that is combined with the Zulus' prior belief systems. History of the people of Zulu. Origin. The Zulu were originally a minor clan in what is today northern KwaZulu-Natal, founded 1574 by Zulu Kamalandela. In the Nguni languages, Izulu means heaven or weather. At that time, the area was occupied by many large Nguni communities and clans, also called the Isizwe people or nation, or called Isibongo, referring to their clan or family name. Nguni communities had migrated down Africa's east coast over millennia as part of the Bantu migrations. As the nation began to develop, the rulership of Shaka brought the clans together to build a cohesive identity for the Zulu. Strength of the Zulu nation. The Zulu nation's growth and strengths were based on its military organization and skills during Shaka's reign and those of his successors. The military was organized around the ukubutwa, to be enrolled system, which did away with initiation ceremonies for the most part. Each age set or group of young men or the same age was assigned to the same regiment, Ibuto, singular, Amabuto, plural, according to the system. Girls were also subject to ukubutwa, but they were usually assigned to an age group rather than to a regiment. The Amabuto were housed in military barracks, singular Ikanda, plural Amakanda, located throughout the kingdom and under the command of a close relative to or someone else appointed by the king. The barracks were designed and laid out similarly to an umuzi, but on a much large scale. Aside from military duties, the Izinsizwa, young men, were also responsible for the repair and maintenance of their barracks. Kingdom. The Zulu formed a powerful state in 1816 under the leadership Shaka. Shaka, as the Zulu commander of the Mtetwa Empire and successor to Dingiswayo, united what was under a confederation of tribes into an imposing empire under Zulu hegemony. Shaka built a militarized system known as Impi, featuring conscription, a standing army, new weaponry, regimentation, and encirclement battle tactics. Zulu expansion was a major factor of the Mfecane crashing that depopulated large areas of southern Africa. It was during this period when Shaka deployed an army regiment for raiding tribes in the north. The regiment, which was under Mzilikazi, disobeyed Shaka and crafted a plan to continue raiding up north, forming another dialect of Zulu language referred to as the Northern Ndebele, now in Zimbabwe. Another group under Zwangendaba, who was Shaka's relative from the Gumbi clan from Pongola, and military commander trickled northwards, crossing the Zambezi River at Chirundu in 1835 into Zambia, setting up the Ngoni tribe that extended to Malawi, Mozambique and southern Tanzania. Conflict with the British. Envoys of the British Crown delivered an ultimatum to 11 chiefs representing the then current king of the Zulu Empire, Cetshwayo. Under the British terms delivered to the Zulu, Cetshwayo would have been required to disband his army and accept British sovereignty. Cetshwayo refused, and war between the Zulus and African congregants of the British Crown began on January 12, 1879. Despite an early victory for the Zulus at the Battle of Isiltwana, on 22nd January, the British fought back and won the battle at Rockers Drift and decisively defeated the Zulu army by July at the Battle of Ulundi. Absorption into Natal. After Cetshwayo's capture, a month following his defeat, the British divided the Zulu Empire into 13 kinglets. The sub-kingdoms fought among each other until 1883, when Cetshwayo was reinstated as king over Zululand. This didn't stop the fighting, and the Zulu monarch was forced to flee his realm by Zibepu, one of the 13 kinglets, supported by Boer mercenaries. Cetshwayo died of a heart attack in February 1884, leaving his son, the 15-year-old Dinuzulu, to inherit the throne. Infighting between the Zulu continued for years until in 1897, Zululand was absorbed fully into the British colony of Natal. KwaZulu homeland. Under apartheid, the homeland of KwaZulu, Kwa meaning place of, was created for the Zulu people. In 1970, the Bantu Homeland Citizenship Act provided that all Zulus who would be citizens of KwaZulu losing their South African citizenship. KwaZulu consisted of many disconnected pieces of land in what is now KwaZulu-Natal. Hundreds of thousands of Zulu people living on privately owned black spots outside of KwaZulu were dispossessed and forcibly moved to Bantustans, was land previously reserved for white contiguous to existing areas of KwaZulu. By 1993, approximately 5.2 million Zulu people lived in KwaZulu and approximately 2 million lived in the rest of South Africa. The chief minister of KwaZulu, from its creation in 1970 as Zululand, was Chief Mangosuthu Buthelezi in 1994 to form the modern KwaZulu-Natal. Inkatha yesizwe. Inkatha yesizwe means the crown of the nation. In 1975, Buthelezi revived the Inkatha ya KwaZulu, the predecessor of the Inkatha Freedom Party. This organization was nominally a protest movement against apartheid but held more conservative views than the ANC. For example, Inkatha was opposed to the armed struggle and sanctions against South Africa. Inkatha was initially on good terms with the ANC, but the two organizations came into increasing conflict beginning in 1976 in the aftermath of the Soweto uprising. Language. The language of the Zulu people is isiZulu, a Bantu language, more specifically part of the Nguni subgroup. Zulu is the most widely spoken language in South Africa, where it is an official language. More than half of the South African population can understand it, with over 9 million first language and over 15 million second language speakers. Many Zulu people also speak Xitsonga, Sesotho, and others from among South Africa's 12 official languages. The Zulu people celebrate an annual event that was established in 1984 called the Umhlanga or Reed Dance. This event takes place at the royal capital near Nongoma. This traditional ceremony is performed by young women from all parts of the kingdom to perform in front of the monarch and his guests. The purpose of this event is to promote pride in virginity and to restrain sexual relationships. Beadwork is a prominent attire that is worn at the Umhlanga. The beadwork is not only worn by the dancers but by the guests as well. The Umhlanga is not purely for a time of dance. The king also uses this time to speak to the young men and women of the nation. The king discusses current political issues. Please stay tuned for the continuational video. And that's it from Injibs Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.